2, we have the Zeri Ezreal Shen. This is the same thing. They've banned all 3 games. And Shaco Mundo Sejuani. So we can assume that Clone is lined up as the jungler for Noxus. And no change from last match. Or back to the first bans. So red side, perhaps this is their prepared bans. And Shyvana first pick for Noxus.
Yeah, that Shyvana pick is interesting to me because it is very much a pick that Targon Aztec has played a lot. He's picked it 4 times, won 3 times on it, and I feel like those 3 times he won, they were quite decisive victories. Clone has yet to show it or in the LCC. Now, of course, we're not quite sure yet if this is going to be Clone piloting it or if this is going to be Starling piloting it. That might be why it's getting picked despite it not being shown before. But I do think that's a fascinating use of the power pick as essentially a 4th ban.
Yeah, and a big takeaway, right? That being said, Targon, no hesitation, slams the Nyla Taric right back. So the 3rd game in a row of Taric, and this is kind of the first time all season we've seen consistency from the picks.
Show us an answer. We've played it. You had nothing to deal with it. Bring it to us again. Zig Sona to answer from the Nox. And I think this is a lane that it gives the Crimson Yoni their one-trick pick, the Sona, and the Ziggs. So they're going to be looking to be playing this back. You don't have a lot of priority, and Shyvana has a terrible gank presence, at least with 4-6, so I'm not sure how this is going to work out for Noxus. Of course, when you get to a team fight, we may have some action later in the draft as we get into the second round of bans. Set and
yeah, super exciting. Super exciting for, last point here, super exciting for Yoni to get the Sona. Borderline a Sona one trick a couple of years ago, so back into the Sona. Very comfortable for this champion, or in this hero.
Yep, and I don't mean to skip the Udyr. Udyr locked in. We can assume this is going to Aztec, so bot lane and jungle locked up for Targon going into round 2.
Absolutely, yeah. Udyr is something that Aztec has shown before and had success with. And I do want to mention of just Yoni Sona, something I've been incredibly impressed with. I'll never forget his willingness to flash forward an ultimate between a tier 1 and a tier 2 tower to secure a kill on that Sona. When you think about how squishy a champ Sona is, that takes a lot of knowledge to know that's going to be in a very effective play, so super impressed with it. Looking at these phase 2 bans, we immediately see the set banned away. It just took 1 game for them to know, yeah, I don't want to deal with that again. That set was a big problem, especially in the team fights coming later on, and being able to find a target to either slam into the enemy team or slam away from the enemy team. And then we see the Lux ban coming out. Talk us through the bans for Targon for the second phase.
Yeah, I mean, Ornn makes a lot of sense. And then the Yasuo, they iterate, they move it out of the first phase, but they still stick with it. So, honestly, Targon taking away a lot of the things that they are evaluating as problems. But then the Galio into Zig, Sona, Shyvana, so they really are like, okay, play something AD into us. Answered by Malphite Kale. Not AD. So, yeah, I mean, I think I'm scratching my head a little bit here, to be honest, because the Galio value is immense. Yeah, I love the Galio in this pick, and to see Chaffles on it, you know, sure, take the set away, take the Shen away. I'll just play something different. I'll just play the Galio. I like it. I like the Galio.
Galio also serving as a flex pick. We have the foresight to be able to see the Syndra as the final pick coming through, but the Galio could go to either of them. We haven't seen Galio coming out of Minty. Of course, it could have been prepared as an answer here. And with that, we have the full breadth of the draft, and we kind of got into it last time, but this one I'm interested to give a little discussion about. What do you guys think about it?
Yeah, it's seeing the Malphite come back definitely a comfort pick for Krumfuski. He has shown a few times before, had success on it. Now, I do think you brought up very well of, you know, how is the damage profile for Noxus going to match into it? Now, the Kale can build AD, but it's going to take a while for that Kale to come online, and the Sona is going to have a tough time being kind of a deathball comp. I don't really see the composition from Noxus functioning quite as a deathball, and you have Malphite wanting to dive deep with the ultimate, and then Kale and Ziggs wanting to stay back, Shyvana kind of doing a mix of the in-between, where Targon very cohesive of just this big ball of damage that wants to slowly roll into you with the Taric, the Udi, or the Galio, with Nyla dashing around and Syndra throwing balls over on top.
I think it's really going to be a key matchup here is going to be the jungles. We've got what I would say are 3 losing lanes for Noxus here. And it's going to come down to how the Shyvana takeaway that Noxus has taken in the first round works out for them. They've got the Udyr for Aztec. He's very comfortable on both sides of this. They're quite quick on the clear, and I think the pre-6 fights are going to be desperate for Noxus.
I want to talk about bot lane really quick because in game 1, the Lucian Taric was dominant in the lane, and then it found no purchase in the mid game. In game 2, they switch it up. They get the Nyla this time, and you see, look at their prio in game 3 even higher. But the Nyla Taric, while it was up in pressure, it was down in CS. So Agateo able to find and individually find more gold despite being out pressured. Here in game 3, Ziggs is such a neutralizing pick. I think that Ziggs is going to be able to just, toss down the minefield, throw some of these bouncing bombs out, and I do think Nyla Taric, the actual lane pressure, should be neutralized a little bit. But yeah, I certainly don't think that Ziggs and Sona are going to be looking to find too many kills unless they've got, a couple really good early bounces.
All right, yeah, with that, I think we're ready to get onto the Rift. Let's see how the action shakes out instead of speculating too much. We thankfully can get right into it. Thank you for joining us, as always, Bassoon, and we'll bring it back to you after
Bassoon,
the action.
any hot goss takeaways here before we hop in?
Yeah, I think what I'm finding so fascinating with these drafts is we're seeing so many picks that are fresh for the playoffs. Either have only been picked a single time or haven't been picked at all. And so I'm loving to see this iteration. This time it's the Galio that we have not seen on the Rift from either team, but is now getting shown up here as a top pick. So seeing these iterations, seeing these flexes, what I'm looking forward to see, with the future games, regardless of who wins this one, is iterations in bans. Because I think both teams have stuck with the same bans, through tried and true. Now it's been 1-1. It's worked for both of them one time and another. But I'm excited to see who's going to push ahead in this series while things are tied up. And I wouldn't have it any other way to have a cast by Jason and Ian's. Best of luck, guys, with the cast. Best of luck to the teams.
And we see the movement coming through. Oreganon with a ward, looking for the stun. The flash in, commits so much, and it looks like it will be. It's another one. They find another kill. Huge play.
Yeah,
dude,
they go for the top side for game 2,
Targon.
and then game 3 they go for the bot side. They're geniuses. They managed to find it back to back. And another opening, this time going to Minty instead of Oreganon. They do, of course, invest their Flash Ignite, but this is a Taric Nyla that's playing into a Ziggs Sona, so I really don't think they have to worry too much about Ziggs Sona punishing the lack of Flash in the bot side. And in fact, the Hex Flash may even open up some interesting opportunities for them to try to go for some dazzle plays.
All right, let's see how things work out. I mean, this game even better. It went over to their mid laner instead of Oreganon this time. So, yeah, huge. Oh, and I think this is Minty's 4th first blood of the season as well. So, been able to find quite a few of these.
Nice. I'm interested to see how this bot lane plays out, because I think this is going to be telling for the rest of the draft how they can answer Nyla, because this Ziggs pick have we seen Ziggs come out for Agateo on the stage? I know that he's played this.
We did. We saw it in the regular season. They played one game of it and they were victorious.
That power chord bomb combination, pretty nice, landed on a Crispy there.
Yeah, solid. Really quickly, talking about the junglers. This is the first. They're still mirroring each other. This time going bottom to top, though. This is the iteration. We saw them both start top to bottom in the first 2 games, and now they go the other way. As that was a Hex Flash from Oreganon? Yes, it was, because he used his first flash on the first blood. Crispy dashing in. He's very low here, and Oreganon and Yoni might just be able to turn this. The barrier comes out. Crispy very low, dashing in. He the kill, and Crispy onto the kill leader. He takes him down, and Targon is up 0-2.
Yep, Targon with another strong start out to this game, and Noxus have a long road ahead of them with this hyper-scaling, not even necessarily, definitely hard-scaling composition, not necessarily hyper-scaling, and Aztec is looking for an invade. They have the nice ward out for
Udyr loves this. Udyr loves this. And Chaffles is walking down. They see him on the ward. Aztec is in onto Clone. Clone needs to flash out. It's an instant taunt, though, from Chaffles. And already, Feats of Warfare, Targon slapping it down here in game 3. They are not mucking around.
I was going to say Wave pushing away from Starling, but Minty deciding to clear it out, bring it back to a neutral wave state instead of try to let Aztec go for the follow-up gank after getting everything they could possibly want on the top side of the map. Clone is starting from a deficit, and Shyvana really just loves to play for this hyper clear style. Ooh, nice dazzle.
Another stun. Agateo found again a nice little satchel charge. Will find some return damage, and a big minefield lands onto Crispy. So lots of damage, able to actually return. Ooh, and the follow-up bomb there. But yeah, that's I mean, Crispy and Reganin have got to be in their vibes. They've got to be feeling it because things are so good for them in this series so far. Nagateo and Yoni caught on the back foot a little bit, so we need to see them bounce back. They need to bounce back like these Ziggs bombs.
Yep, I think the telling part of this bot lane is that the sustain is completely on Noxus' side. They're trying to draw this lane out, make it as boring as possible, and look for poke damage. Targon are trying to find these aggressive dazzles, trying to bring down Noxus before they're able to draw it out to a sustained poke battle where they're really giving the advantage to themselves. Wave pushing away now, so I think the wave control is going to be key in this matchup.
Absolutely. Really quickly, topside, because it's been so impactful in the past 2 games. Chaffles has nice, you know, again, the pressure advantage here topside. And Karpewski, early teleport forced out here. So Chaffles might be able to have TP advantage. We'll have to see if he just answers teleport top or uses it as Aztec looking for a gank. Or sorry, Clone looking for a gank mid on a Minty. Minty does have flash, might have to use it. Scatter the weak lands onto Clone. Some return damage. And Minty, they didn't even hit Minty.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for that move speed that Kale brings to the table, but really just trying to buy any space that they can. And Starling, I think she needs the assistance right now. Still only 7 CS down, but the first blood for Minty. And this Syndra, I believe, is Minty's #1 pick in solo queue, even though we haven't seen too much of it on the stage for the LCC. Much more favor of the Ahri and Lux, as Dragon goes down for Targon now.
Yeah, quick little tangent. A member of the, a former president of the Hope fan club. This is a Hope pick, so certainly following in his mentor's footsteps here. But yeah, let's get back into the game in front of us.
Yeah, we got an invade in the bot side jungle.
The drama that happened earlier. All right, Karpewski does have a level advantage here onto Chaffles. Chaffles 1 level down, but still winning the trade. Yeah, oh my gosh, what?
And Targon,
I mean, this is Reganin is looking at flash, but Yoni doesn't actually get hit. A big stun will come through as Aztec flashes in. So double flash here after the Reganin misplay, but it is going to be a pickup, and they punish further bot side. So winning plays here, and it's 4-0, almost 2,000 gold up, just 6.5 minutes in.
They just tried bottom, and they're going to go for mid now. Aztec and Minty rotating over onto Starling, and Chaffle's moving to support. Starling running deep into the enemy jungle, and Clone was in there and has now just rotated out. It looks like they may be leaving Starling for dead. Now trying to
no, really nice play here from Karpewski and Clone in order to secure the Tri-Brush. Chaffles could not walk into that, so Starling will escape, but loses, you know, for that roam. Nice little escape. Gotta say, nice little escape. But they completely cede control of their bot side jungle, and they lose about a wave and a half to the mid lane tower. So
Crispy and Reganin on the invade, stealing the enemy Raptors right now. Gonna go for a reset off the back of this, and they're gonna trade the bot lane wave for a set of Raptors. And maybe they were trying to go for another dazzle with a hex flash over the wall onto Starling, but nothing to come of it.
I don't mind it because it punishes Clone, but I don't like it because they lose a wave under their own tower that they could have been collecting. So
I think surely the goal must have been to try to get onto Starling as they got back to lane, but yeah, nothing to come of the play, and in the end they give up a creep wave bot side to do it. So let's check
in on the farm. Yeah, Agateo downing kills, downing gold, but still doing a very good job of collecting the gold that he can, right? And this is what you'll see out of MVP, you know, top tier, top caliber players, is that even when things aren't going their way, they don't shy away from the moment. They don't shy away from the game. So still finding his opportunities. But Targon is going to go for topside as they committed Reganin, and it will be the Void Grubs going over to the Targon Titans.
Yeah, Targon Titans have the momentum in their hands this game for sure. And I think Aztec's feeling very comfortable after getting that early advantage onto Clone. And going to be looking to just sway the game in their favor. They can come to these objectives early and just control the area. And Udyr can push down whatever he wants. Targon going to be looking to maintain. See what happens now that Noxus has level 6.
Incredibly dominant in this top. I mean, this... I didn't know that this was such a hard counter. But it looks like they've picked the Malphite just straight up into a counter, because I don't know what Malphite can do into Galio, to be honest. This is looking really impressive. As Crispy is going to look for the Apotheosis, and the dash into Satchel Charge will get Ziggs away, but he'll be forced to flash out. And so a nice force here as Targon pressures down onto the Noxus bot side.
Yep, looking for more again, but nothing to land.
Oh, nice double bomb there from Agateo. Finds both Crispy and a Reganin.
Yep, good damage.
Alright, no flash from the Ziggs, as we do have about a minute until the Dragon, so they might look to see them take advantage of that. Level 8 on the Kale. We're scaling. We're getting there.
We have boots.
We went Swifty Boots first item.
So staying safe, trying to make sure we can just run away safely and play the range.
Another nice satchel.
That's all we're trying to do.
Absolutely. Crispy with another dash in. Satchel is on the cooldown here. What a crescendo onto both.
Not letting the health get shut down too far. This dragon is spawning in a minute. We have 40 seconds on the timer, and not wanting to get junked down too hard is a great reason to use a crescendo, but it's not what you're looking for.
It's not, yeah, and so again, we've got Dragon coming up, and now that ultimate is not going to be there. So we're seeing good poke damage come out.
Yeah, Noxus is playing for the scale, so really just staying even is happy for them, but they are 2,000 gold down now at only 10 minutes of the game. It's 4 kills advantage to Targon as they look for a gank bot side.
Reganin is here. Another flash dazzle in, but it will swing wide one more time as Agateo and Yoni, no flashes, but they get out. What Chaffles? What a roam here! Comes out of the blue.
Scatter the Weak and the Unleashed Power are locked up with the Galio ultimate, or the Galio taunt, and they find the kill easily. Roam over, pick that up, and now they're taking Dragon.
That was so good. That was so good. Uses the pressure in his lane. Karpuski is going to try and shove this in. We'll see if he can do anything, but this buys his team a kill and a completely free uncontested Dragon. I love that play from Chaffles. Oh, Crispy and a Reganin now. They're going to find Clone. Scatter the Weak will follow up the CC, and so much damage comes through, but a really nice counter ulti. A Reganin is going to try and, double defensive ults come out, so members of both teams go low, but they will not drop. Karpuski does have the unstoppable force. Might be looking for the play here, but Agateo is so far away at bot tier 2. They call off. I'd love to see an unstoppable force come through, to be honest, because I really think that's Malphite's really purpose as a champion.
It's his purpose as a champion, but if the damage isn't there to follow up, it's not going to do any good. I think the only option it has is to set up for a super mega death bomb for Agateo or follow up from Clone. Otherwise, the Kale in the mid lane is just not going to do it until we've got some more time to build items in gold.
And so it's a pickaxe, it's a Shojin's, Spear of Shojin, right? So it is the AD builds coming in for both Shyvana and Kale, but you can see that was that was the Galio. Was able to tank it just fine. Apotheosis coming in, and Crispy just gonna miss it. Another double, but it's the hero's entrance from Chaffles down onto Crispy. Crispy still wants to look forward. Yoni dropping down will fall, and they find the kill. Chaffles getting the free teleport down to lane. They are just gonna commit down here.
Yep, Shuffle says, I don't need to play Shen to get the global ultimates. He's going for Galio the smash, and he's making it look easy. Great roams, and Karpewski getting the pressure down topside and really making Aztec work for clearing this wave. We've got pings down onto mid, but the action could be happening topside as Minty Bun is found out by Clone. Oh!
What a flash. Dodges out of the unstoppable force. I mean, the timing on that. What a play from Minty. Minty, I mean, everybody on Targon looking really good in these games 2 and 3. It's very hard to pick out who's really overperforming. But, yeah, Minty, no exception here. Really nice flash there. Flash out.
Yep, Minty was in position, ready to go for the play, and then Clone came to them. And just great timing to avoid both ultimates.
It looks like Noxus is, they're just having draft difficulties, I think. The super scaling style. Twice they've gone with hard jungling, hard scaling junglers, sorry. And Clone unable to impact the map. You know, traditionally we've seen him on Volibear and whatnot, like fighting early, skirmishing early, so the transition away from that has left Noxus on the back foot, and Targon is not afraid to just step right in and yeah, taking it to him.
I think we're finally approaching the point in the game where Noxus can start to fight back. Starling at level 10 now, really. At level 11, you can start to have an impact in the first
Crispy in. Apotheosis. Will he just burn down before anything comes through? But the barrier out. One more bomb might be enough. And it is the shutdown as Yoni finds a really nice triple crescendo. But now Aztec and Oreganon might find both of the mages as first down goes Sona. And now it could be the Ziggs. Ziggs will drop Clone in, trying to find it. But what can he do? It's a 1 versus 2. And Chaffles is here on the backside. Oreganon wants to dive hard. Instead, the ultimate will come through just to keep them alive, and it's a 2-for-1. Crispy bit off a bit more than he could chew. He will end up going down. Chaffle's trying to find it. The stun, the taunt, the follow-up damage.
It's not quite
Chaffle's
enough.
unable to pick up the kill.
Targon 1-8 on the scoreboard. First kill going over. Yeah, how are Targon? They just need to keep up this pressure. They've been managing to fight and win wherever they want. Shuffles feels like he's on a non-stop rotation to wherever the action is happening.
Yeah,
Stand United or not, he's going to be there.
The thing about playing into, you know, triple scaling, right, or hard scaling junglers, is that from the moment that you load into the Rift, you can start to fight, and that's the name of the game. Is just fight, take every fight. And so, yeah, Noxus really, they want to try to not fight, but they can't stop these engages, these plays from Targon. They're so clean. Yeah, everybody looking really good.
Yeah, decisiveness all across the board. I really like the crescendo from, onto 3 for Crimson Yoni, picking up the first kill, unfortunately. So, bringing shame to the support name, but getting their team on the board. Starling now with that level 11, gonna be able to pick up that first item soon. 1,700 gold in pocket. I think we're going to be expecting the AD carries to swap over into the mid lane soon. I think that's where Zig need to be and let Starling rotate out into one of these side lanes. This is where Noxus can just try to bring the game back into stability, but it's still a really hard position for themselves, and Targon have complete reign over the map. As they
and they're going to get greedy and go for both, though. This is their first time doing it. So Noxus sends 3 topside. Look at this taunt. Will land onto 2. But already Yoni is one-shot as the unleashed power comes through. Yoni on the run. Clone trying to get out of dodge. They were able to pick up the objective. There's the ulti. It's away, though. But it's a hard dive in as the Cosmic Radiance is not actually enough. And so Yoni will die at the end of that, but it's no more.
That was a hard fight
really
to spectate.
Big,
splits off into 3 at the end of it.
It split.
And in the end, only 1 goes down at the Wolves. Yoni was finished. And what could have been a disaster for either team is Divine Judgment for the Sona. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah, that was I
Clone
mean,
uncovering
Clone
Oreganon trying
alive.
to steal his Wolves.
Okay. So taking stock of what happened, Targon went for the play. They did pick up the Sona, but all of that was committed, and Noxus wasn't able to actually get, or they were able to get out pretty much without just sacrifice their support. So they have the Herald. That's something that they can use to try and tempo. They really need to stop this soul stacking because in 3.5 minutes, Targon is going to push this tempo. And we see two very good in real life friends as Agateo and Chaffles smacking each other with skill shots here. Not so friendly at the moment, as Aztec is going to try and look for the turnaround play. They go all in onto Karpiewski. A little bit more damage will come through. The smite comes down, and Aztec will secure the kill topside. That's Karpiewski's first death of the match, but it's 1-10, and Targon picks up into the double digits already.
Yep, 1-10. This is a dominating performance from Targon, and I'm not a big fan of the current lane.
Oh yeah, satchel damage. Oh, Chaffles may be in trouble here. His team is here to back him up. It's a flash in from Oreganon. Yoni will be another sacrifice. That's his 6th death, 1-6-0. The only kill for Noxus, as the rest of Noxus has gone dry.
Is that the 5th flash dazzle that we've had?
It's at least the 3rd, maybe the 4th. No, yeah, because the level 1, so at least the 4th, maybe the 5th, yeah.
I think this is the 5th flash dazzle. Every single flash out of Oreganon has been a aggressive flash dazzle forward, and honestly, kind of love to see it, even if they're not all landing.
Yeah, I mean, found first blood with it, finds another one here with it.
Collector first buy for Chris
11 kills.
AD carry, and I think that makes a lot of sense with the way this match has been going. It is up to Noxus to stall this game out now. Targon has it in the palm of their hand, and the attempt is going to be a gank onto the mid lane. Karpiewski finds themselves on a pink ward, going to have to look for another gank another day.
So Noxus has done what they can. They've done the damage mitigation that is possible, but Targon successfully, punished as hard as they could. So it's a level 13 Kayle. We're not up to 16 yet, but look at the farm numbers. They haven't completely gotten just mollywopped and embarrassed in farm. So they've been able to find some gold, some XP. They need to absolutely start to turn things around, as Otacon will spawn, and it looks like Targon is prioritizing onto it. 4 from Noxus are going to roam around mid here, and it is going to be Herald spawn mid. And so Aztec and Targon don't feel the confidence to just go straight into the objective here. Karpiewski going to get the charge off, and that is going to be mid-tier 1. So an objective bounty going over, and a nice successful
We didn't
play
consider
here.
it. They're playing for the objective bounties. First one going down now. The second, they can pick up one top, and this Otacon fight. So it could all turn around here off the objective bounties.
All ultis are up as the stun lands onto Karpiewski. Unstoppable Force will come through onto Minty and Oreganon, but here's the Cosmic Divine. It's only Aztec that is hit with a crescendo, teleporting from Chaffles. Here comes Clone, and the hero's entrance will collapse. Nice follow-up damage, and Oreganon and Aztec have to turn. Clone is trying to push forward, but Chaffles, Minty, and Crispy really are super healthy here. So, down in gold, but Noxus very confident in this fight. Aztec trying to heal off of the jungle camps. Oh my gosh, look at the jungle healing. So Chaffle's going to engage here. Minty could be in a lot of trouble here. Will be forced to flash out. Karpiewski very low. Oreganon, Crispy, and Aztec on the backside, though. It is the ultimate coming down. It's going to be an all-out as they commit to the brawl. In mid is 1-for-1 already. Aztec goes down. A double scatter of the week from Minty. Crispy finding more, but so do Agateo. He's in. It's another one. And Noxus, they win the team fight with a fight from behind.
The game teeters on its edge, and Noxus managed to pull back from the brink. It all could have fallen apart here. The Otacon, the dragon falling, it could have gone out of their hands. And when they need to, they turn it on. They take 2 towers in the back end of the play off of the back of the Ziggs. Push power, and what a recovery from Noxus. They're down. They were down all game, sitting now 700 gold ahead. It's still Dragon's Soul point for Targon.
Noxus has the gold lead.
That's right.
After everything that has happened in this game, they're still down 8 kills.
They were playing the objective bounties game, man. They're here. They're ready. Targon teleporting out. They've got everybody running here. They're coming out. They said, we need this dragon. However, there's 3 teleports available for Noxus. They could fight this out. I think they should.
I mean, they're onto the soul. I like this. Agateo has teleport. He is going to teleport in. Okay, they need to find some damage in. Clone has to get the steal here. He doesn't have the ultimate charged up, and Chaffle's gorgeous positioning is going to just find the Shyvana. Karpewski is in on the side, but oh, Noxus, they back out. What a pinch they had on, but the 4 from Noxus don't walk in.
They win the engagement, and then they all disperse, and now they're dispersing again as the Otacon is still up. Are they just not realizing the hazards of these objectives? Get back over here.
Okay. So Starling does have teleport, but already the objective is going down, and this is, I mean, Otacon is just going to be secured here. Starling, no teleport, doesn't want to take the fight. Oreganon pushing forward.
And the supports keep picking up kills.
We'll call him
Forward one goes
sacrificial
over
lamb
to
there.
Crimson Yoni. Yep, I do think that Noxus needs to keep this Kayle farming. Whatever it takes, keep the Kayle in a side lane, getting experience, getting gold at all times. And this is doing that.
And getting a tower.
But really, I feel like winning the play and then being a little lazy on getting back over there to try to defend it or at least stall it out. As in the end, they get 1 tower in return for Dragon Soul and Otacon. 2 permanent buffs over to Targon. They are brutal. Still the gold lead in Noxus's hands after they've managed to pick it up in that series of plays. So nothing changing there.
Scatter weak lands, Clone, chunk down, Chaffles with the heroes, the Justice Dash in. The taunt will land Karpewski. Potentially out of position, might have to ulti out here. A gorgeous double stun as the Dazzle lands onto 2, and the Unstoppable Force is in, but it will be too little too late. A double kill already for Crispy. They have to use Divine Judgment onto Starling now. They're trying to turn and burn an ultimate in Hero's Entrance, but it is a defensive. And
we have
so
Aztec
it will
pushing
be an
down
escape.
the tier 3's mid for Targon. He's using Udyr, he's opening the gates, and Targon are trying to stop these recalls.
Trick
Crispy
2G.
jumping forward, he's so low.
The gates opened.
Yep, Aztec loves to do this. When you reach into the mid game, Aztec's brain changes from I'm a jungler to I'm just a top laner that likes to clear jungle camps. He wants to be in a side lane pushing. That's his favorite place. And he just likes to regroup, and that's why he wants to go move speed or Pantheon.
So not only does Targon win that team fight, they also have a massive mid lane push, and Aztec didn't even have to show up to the team fight. So his KP is going to suffer a little bit. We'll have to take that in mind, you know, when we talk about stats. But I'd say that was pretty worth for Aztec and Targon, and they're straight in.
Noxus had for themselves has been reclaimed by Targon, and we're onto the Baron 25 minutes in the game. It's
already down to half.
And it's almost dead.
It's the ultimate in from Clone. He has to try and find something, but he doesn't have flash. He's stuck on the other side of the wall. Smite secured, and they're just going to look for the engage here. Chappels is now in. The double stun lands onto Clone and Yoni, and that's a flash out from Yoni as Clone will drop. Starling just on the reset does not, and Agateo just chucking bombs, trying to find something. A beautiful find as Crispy cancels the recall, and Starling will go down. And Noxus, they might. I'm not sure what they can do to keep their Nexus alive.
Yeah, Targon have put their foot down at the start of the game, and they have not let up the whole round. They accidentally drove off the road for a moment, but they're back on top of it. 4,000 gold lead built back up for themselves. They've got the Baron. They've got every permanent buff you can need. 3 grubs for themselves. And we mentioned it at the end of the draft. It's just going to be a nightmare to continue to get yourself to the late game. And Targon don't want to let it happen. We're 26 minutes in, and they're pushing for end pretty soon.
I really like Chaffles on these supportive top laners. I mean, obviously his Shen prolific, but also the Galio here. We didn't really know how it would go. I'm loving it, and that's plus 700 gold as Aztec takes another tower. All right, Starling, level 15. This Kayle has to get to level 16. We have to see the XP come through. But, I mean, down in levels as a team, Aztec up to level 16, highest level in the game, this jungler.
Yep, he's running around, opening those gates, just gathering as much as he can. 229 CS on the Udyr. Brutal. He's got the most farm in the game at the moment.
Starling needs to find space to just go and farm. They have to buy this Kayle as much time as possible. I mean, at this point, they're so far down in levels. Now they're also down in gold. Let's take a look at the items, though. That's the effective lead, and it's 3 full completed items for all the major players on Targon, and it's only 2.5 really for the big names on Noxus. So Clone potentially getting caught out here. Chaffles, what a find. That should be illegal. And Minty is going to make him pay. Chaffles, beautiful pick there. As the mastery is
I
flashed.
saw him sitting in that bush, and I just sat the camera on him and tracked him all the way until he found that. Yeah, Chaffles has been relentless with these roams. He's going for kills left and right, and they are.
I mean,
not
the
ready
throwback
let
to the
up
mid lane
pressure.
roam as well. The Galio is looking good. I mean, loving to watch it come out. So okay, level 16 on the Kale. Finally, the moment. They need to buy 12 seconds for Clone to respawn. Once they have the 5v5, they have the big, the level 16 Kale. The really scary part about that Targon has to deal with is that there is going to be this hyper-scaling comp, and Elder Dragon is spawning. Now, I don't see a way for them to actually walk in, actually get to it, but there are teleports that Noxus has, and
It's half HP, and it's gone. They're not going to make it in time.
yeah, there's no way they get to it. Here, oh! Agateo from downtown was looking. Oh my gosh, Chappels might just be able to find the solo bolo in the 1v5. Yoni is already down extraordinarily low. Crispy with the pick onto the back, the hero's entrance in, but it's going to be the Unstoppable Force out as Chaffles in. It gets a taunt down onto the 2. They're going to dive under tower, but they're so far ahead in tempo and in gold and in everything else. And Targon, look at that, another triple taunt. It's a double kill. It's a triple kill. It's a quadra kill as Targon with a clean ace will push through for the Nexus of Game 3, and they'll go up in the series 2-1.
Oh my god, the payback rolls in from Minty, stealing away the Penta as payback for all of the kills that Crispy picked up with that Collector throughout the match. But the Collector can't secure the Penta, and that'll bring us to Game 4. Noxus go down in the series, and Targon stand 2-1.